What's the real essence of wealth? Is it the grandeur that comes with riches, or could there be an underlying truth we often overlook? In a tale recounted in Luke 16:19-23, we delve into a narrative that unveils more than just the surface value of wealth. Let's take a journey through a story that contrasts two lives on either end of the wealth spectrum and what transpires beyond their earthly existence. Once, in a land where social status was a clear distinction, lived a rich man adorned in purple and fine linen, living luxuriously every single day. Among the people, he was known for his opulence, a characteristic that was as visibly as the day. On the flip side, a beggar named Lazarus lived in stark contrast, lying at the rich man's gate, yearning for mere crumbs from the rich man's table. His body was a canvas of sores, a painful reminder of his destitution. The narrative takes a poignant turn with the demise of Lazarus, who is escorted by angels into Abraham's bosom, symbolizing a place of peace and rest. Shortly after, the rich man also exits the earthly realm, but finds himself in torments in hell. In his anguish, he beholds Abraham far off, with Lazarus in his bosom, a sight that must have stirred a cocktail of emotions within him. The beginning of this narrative paints a vivid picture of the rich man's earthly treasures. His wardrobe was an exhibit of wealth, a testament to his affluent lifestyle. It brings to mind the notion, what other treasures did this man possess? Perhaps a mansion sprawling across vast acres, chariots that were the envy of the town, or chests of jewels that sparkled with a light of their own. His identity was intertwined with his wealth to the extent that his name was overshadowed by his riches. Yet, in the face of death, the grandeur faded into insignificance. The rich man couldn't take along his treasures to the afterlife, a reality that unveils the transient nature of earthly riches. This highlights a profound truth, the temporal nature of material possessions. They are but fleeting, vanishing like a mist under the morning sun. As the rich man transitioned into the afterlife, his earthly treasures were reduced to mere memories, and his reality was now a stark contrast to his previous opulent life. What's striking is the reality that the rich man's fate was not tethered to his wealth, but his spiritual standing. The narrative doesn't demonize wealth, rather it sheds light on the need for spiritual awakening and compassion. It wasn't the rich man's wealth that led him to torment, but perhaps his indifference to Lazarus's suffering and his lack of spiritual depth. This narrative rings a bell, resonating with a truth often echoed in sacred scriptures. The essence of life transcends material possession. Wealth or poverty doesn't guarantee salvation or a place of rest in the afterlife. It's a notion that challenges the superficial value often attached to wealth. The scales of life weigh heavily on the side of spiritual awakening and compassion towards others, values that are deemed eternal. Now, let's delve into the psyche of the rich man. It's possible that his wealth became a veil, blinding him to the essence of life and the plight of Lazarus. The beggar, on the other hand, might have discovered a profound truth in his state of want, a truth that escorted him into a place of rest. This contrast poses a critical question. Where do we place our value? The irony of life is such that the pursuit of wealth can sometimes lead to a spiritual drought, a state where the essence of life is overshadowed by material pursuits. Yet, in the face of death, the veil is lifted, unveiling the transient nature of material possession and the enduring nature of spiritual values. The rich man saw Lazarus in a place he perhaps longed to be, a reality check that must have hit hard. But let's take a pause and reflect on the reality of today. The modern world is a grand stage where the pursuit of wealth often takes center stage, sometimes at the expense of spiritual and moral values. The tale of the rich man and Lazarus serves as a mirror, reflecting the state of the human heart in the face of wealth and poverty. On a closer look, wealth in itself isn't the villain in this narrative or in our lives. It's the heart's posture towards wealth that determines the story's end. A heart tethered to wealth misses the essence of life, while a heart awakened to life's essence sees beyond the transient nature of material possession. The narrative also nudges a reminder about compassion. The rich man, engrossed in his wealth, perhaps overlooked the cries of Lazarus. His gate separated two contrasting worlds, yet he failed to bridge the gap with compassion. On the other hand, Lazarus, in his state of want, was perhaps more in tune with life's essence, a reality that found him a place of rest in the afterlife. In the grand tapestry of life, the narrative of the rich man and Lazarus embroiders a truth that reverberates through time. Wealth, in its transient nature, should never overshadow the eternal values of compassion, love, and spiritual awakening. It's a tale that invites us to reflect on our values, our pursuit, and our response to the world around us. But as we navigate through life's journey, where do we place our treasure? Is it amassed in earthly vaults, or sown in the soil of compassion, love, and spiritual awakening? This narrative invites us to a deeper reflection on life's priorities, nudging a shift from the transient to the eternal. As we traverse through the narrative, a truth becomes evident. Life's essence is encapsulated in love, compassion, and a heart attuned to spiritual awakening. Wealth, with all its allure, should never become a veil that blinds us to this profound truth. In a world where wealth often equates to success, the tale of the rich man and Lazarus serves as a compass, guiding the heart towards a treasure that endures beyond the earthly realm. It's a call to a deeper awakening, a call to embrace values that resonate beyond the transient nature of earthly wealth. And as we reflect on this narrative, may our hearts be attuned to the echoes of eternity, finding treasure in love, compassion, and a life intertwined with spiritual awakening. It's a journey that beckons, a journey towards discovering life's true essence beyond the veil of wealth. So, in the grand narrative of life, where do you place your treasure?